We welcome you back to Perfect Game Weekly on campus here in Tucson, Arizona. Historic High Corbett Field. And we bring you inside. This is the hardware. This is the good stuff. This is All-American Daniel Susac, a perfect game All-American through his journey, and we spend time with him now. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate letting us come to your house.
Yep, thanks for having me.
So for you, your journey athletically, you found your way here, and there were some twists and turns along the way. But since coming here, you've had one head coach and then another. For you, you've continued to develop. Kind of describe from your eyes how you've seen your evolution as an Arizona Wildcat.
Yeah, I really love Arizona. I think the atmosphere it brings, the teammates around you want to make you better every day as well. And obviously, we've had a lot of coaches through here, and I'm grateful for all of them. They've all taught me their own things in their own respective way. And I'm really happy with the new staff. I think Arizona's in a great place for the future. What I really like is the whole staff, works together as a team. They're always with you, very hands-on. And I think it's a bright future ahead.
Talk a little bit about Chip Hale. I was with him when I was an announcer in the big leagues and enjoyed his journey. What kind of impact has he had, not only on the team, you spoke of that, but on you?
He's been big for me. He's very energetic out there every day.
Sure.
Like, he's always out there working with you. He's very, running across the dugout, talking to everybody, getting with the pitchers, getting up the dugout, which I really like. I like a high-energy dugout. That's a big thing that we've emphasized this year is winning the dugout, because a lot of times, that'll help win games. You'll see other teams that are really chirpy, but a lot of times they'll back it up and it gets in your own head. So when you do it to other teams, apply that pressure. And I think that's why maybe this weekend we've had some, good late inning comebacks, is because, our dugout's engaged, we're getting in the game and never giving up.
Can we see through your eyes what it's like to make a run at one of these as you look back and describe what you went through? The trophy's right there on the table, just didn't make that wall. What was that like last year?
It was tough. We worked really hard all year. We had a great team last year. Coming up a little short, that Vanderbilt game, I think, kind of crushed us in the end, fighting so hard, taking the lead, losing it, taking the lead, losing it, getting some runners on in scoring position, extra innings, not getting them in. It was just tough. And I think that's helped this team this year is, not dwelling on it, but, remembering that in the back of your head. And I think it's motivating us every single day.
It's incredible to look back on what you guys were able to accomplish, and you didn't rest. You went, and I always admire this, by the way, for catchers. You went and played with the collegiate national team, the USA Baseball collegiate national team. Just in a couple of sentences, describe that experience.
That was a lot of fun. Obviously, you see all the year, you see the best players in the country, and to finally be in the same place at the same time with a lot of great players, it's really fun. The competition, it challenges you every day, but I've always liked that. And going out there every day, maybe you'll see a Friday guy every weekend, it's 94, 95, but from the first guy to the last guy, every guy could maybe go up and get 100 with a really good slider. And it's just fun at bats. And then facing the Olympic team, those were fun at bats too. Guys you grew up watching like Todd Frazier, and I'm catching and talking to him about my brother who played with him. It's just weird to be playing against the same guys my brother played against.
So you mentioned your brother Andrew has had a nice run in the big leagues. Teams like the Pittsburgh Pirates, San Francisco Giants along the way. Guys like Andrew Knapp, Max Stassi, that's kind of the Roseville, California area, the Roseville catcher's hood, if you will.
Yeah.
Share with me, beyond your brother, and certainly share about your brother, guys like that who have touched your career.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great catchers out of that area. We work with a lot of Jesuit in the offseason. Dom Nunez will come in there from the Rockies. Obviously Max from the Angels, my brother. And I think just Sacramento as a whole, I think, is starting to get the credit that they produce a lot of great athletes out of there, and a lot of great catchers as well. There's some young ones that are good too, like Malcolm Moore, also coming out of there. I think it's impressive that they keep producing more and more.
Yeah, we're a fan of Malcolm Moore. So
I
really like him. I want to go back to your class, your graduating class, and especially at that Perfect Game National event in 2019. Tyler Soderstrom, first-round pick, A's. Drew Romo, Colorado Rockies comp pick. Jackson Miller, Red second-round pick. Kevin Parada's being talked about like you now, Georgia Tech. Just a fun group of catchers at that event. What do you recall amongst your brethren at PG National?
I remember because I was always really close with Tyler. We played our whole life, but at first it was just like me and Tyler, like awkwardly, like we didn't really know anybody yet. But by the end of it, everybody was just best friends. When you're there, it's not competition between each other. Obviously, you want to be the best one, but you want to make friends as well. And I think that was a big thing there, getting to meet a lot of new people from all across the country and seeing a lot of great catchers from everywhere.
Yeah, it was fun. We were enjoying watching you. We were enjoying watching you guys work. Your parents, Shauna and Nick, are of Croatian descent.
My father.
Your dad is of Croatian descent. Okay, so explain to me then where his passion for baseball came from. You'd naturally think soccer. Tell me about his passion for the game.
So he played soccer growing up as well, and I think his parents more encouraged soccer. So I think for him, it was always, baseball's what he wanted, but maybe, soccer is what everybody else wanted him to do, because obviously his family coming from Croatia. And I think that was one thing he passed on to me and my brothers was his love for baseball. And it was something, he had a coach when he was younger. I think his name was Coach Doyle, that introduced him to the game. And, it always just takes somebody to introduce you to the game before you fall in love with it. And he was the one that introduced me and my brothers to it.
Yeah, and for your mom, Shauna, what role does she play in all of this baseball stuff?
Yeah, she's the calm one. She's where, I get part of my patience from.
Reminder, your dad's the intense one.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he is. They're a perfect balance. So if I have a bad game, my dad will let me know what happened wrong. My mom will tell me that there's always tomorrow. I think that's how they balance each other.
Outstanding. We're going to talk with Brock Jones in this show as well. And I'm going to ask him the same question I'm going to ask you. What does the daydream look like when you hear your name called in the MLB draft? This year it's in July. Mm-hmm. What does that daydream look like? I'm not saying you focus on it all the time, but when you allow yourself to drift away, what does that day look like?
I think it's just, a sense of pride, getting there with my family. I know it's cliche, but all the hours you put in your whole life, maybe, sacrificing ones that some other people don't. Finally seeing it, pay off. You look at your family and see all the sacrifices they made for you to get there. I always had the newest stuff when maybe my dad was wearing the same New Balance shoes for 8 years. And I think that's when it starts to, resonate with you, all the sacrifices they made, and then they finally get to see you be happy, and it makes them even happier.
Incredible stuff. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
Arizona catcher Daniel Susac on Perfect Game Weekly, and really excited to get to know him through this conversation and really reunite with him when we come back.